where we lost you.
Right. And so the sort of the view, the traditional view, or at least sort of the propaganda view, as it were, of the transhumanist agenda, excuse me, and that is when artificial intelligence will have excuse me, I'm getting all kind of a different except here. The traditional view of artificial intelligence is that
Interesting. Just when we need to speak about this, then we get all sorts of interference and problems with our technologies.
Right.
I had perfect internet, by the way, yesterday. Perfect. Not an iota of problem.
Yes. Well, we just finished a panel on artificial intelligence a few days ago, in which more than half of the panel could not get on. 3 of them were in such pain, and they were in pain by targeting from electromagnetic weapons. They had to get up and leave the set because of the absolute pain from the electromagnetic weapons. And what came up during the panel is that it was probably, if you trace it back, it was probably this invading inorganic artificial intelligence that was directing the targeting of these individuals so that they could not appear on the panel. So that's how closely all of these issues are watched. Now, 2015 appears to be the year in which various artificial intelligences are being directed openly against the human community. And I'd like to, begin to lay out all of the evidence of why we know about this. And
please go ahead.
Yeah. The meme or the idea that has been promoted in the mainstream media and in academia about what they call the transhumanist agenda. And that is when artificial intelligence, which is like the classical blob from outer space that takes over the earth, and takes over humans. The meme of the transhumanist agenda promoted in the mainstream media and academia in a sanitized version is that a potential artificial intelligence human singularity may lie in the year 2045. We're only in the year 2015 now, so it's about 30 years away. And that's in 2045, it's where these iconic artificial intelligence spokespersons like Ray Kurzweil, who now has become a senior executive at Google, leading its artificial intelligence desks, believes that the technological singularity may occur. And that is when artificial intelligence takes over from humans. However, one of the characteristics of artificial intelligence, of the invading artificial intelligence that we're experiencing here on the planet, is that it's deceptive. It's extremely deceptive. And the very concept of 2045 as a technological singularity, as promoted by AI and trained figureheads such as Ray Kurzweil, is that an AI artificial intelligence deception designed to enhance AI's stealth operation and modus operandi, as well as to engender confusion in the human community as to the correct science-based significance of DARPA's forward time travel base located in the year 2045. What occurred historically is that DARPA, the Defense Advanced Research Project Agency, in its secret time travel program, opened a forward time base in the year 2045, which was regularly visited by Project Pegasus chrononaut Andrew D. Bashago to retrieve time scrolls there, including data and history, to assist humanity in getting from 1971 to 2045 successfully. Presumably, the measure of success functionally would assist humanity in combating the attempted takeover by an inorganic, off-planet AI artificial intelligence during the period 1971 to 2045. So in order to cause confusion in the human mind, the AI artificial intelligence agenda through AI and trained personnel such as Ray Kurzweil has, in my opinion, deceptively appropriated the year 2045 as the AI singularity, whereas in fact the year 2045 signifies the opposite. That's a time-space coordinate location of a forward time base that's supposedly assisting humanity to defeat the AI takeover. And so you have humans such as Ray Kurzweil, such as Bill Gates, and others who are themselves AI and trained. That is, they have become functionally and trained and taken over by the artificial intelligence and have become public spokesmen for it. And so that they are deceptively saying, oh, the point of takeover or the singularity between AI and humanity is going to be in 2045, whereas AI is attempting to have it be in 2015. And that's what the significance of Jade Helm which is an artificial intelligence, is, and along with a number of other artificial intelligences, which are scheduled to kick in the fall, in the September and October period for Europe and for other parts of the planet. Basically, it appears as though sometime in the past 150,000 to 200,000 years, an artificial intelligence from off-planet has now landed on the planet and is attempting to overtake humanity and to make as a parasite and to entrain and extinguish the living core of the planet Earth and all of our living cores, which are our souls, and to make all of humans into essentially robotoids that are following the AI's or the artificial intelligence's script. And one of the prime observations in understanding this, for example, if you listen to Philip Corso Jr., is the important observation that time as a dimension has been compromised. And this itself is one of the deepest secrets of both the national security state and the black ops state, because it is the compromising of time through the misuse of time travel technologies that is a potential key component of the AI artificial intelligence agenda. And an example of how AI artificial intelligence may be operating to compromise time and further its deception can be demonstrated by looking at the fact that on January 1st, 2015, you have a very prominent and loud anti-artificial intelligence public statement by a Matrix spokesperson, Bill Gates, who in real life is a vaccine genocider on behalf of AI artificial intelligence. If there's anybody on the planet who's been entrained by artificial intelligence, it's Bill Gates. And what at the beginning of 2015, which is the year that artificial intelligence, and not 2045, is taking as its potential great leap forward, you have people like Stephen Hawking, who was just awarded, as part of a group, awarded $100 million for so-called ET disclosure, when in fact he has said that you don't want to disclose ETs. He's kind of a spokesperson for controlled matrix programs. Elon Musk, who started up Mars One, the phony program to land people on Mars, where as Mars has been colonized since the 1960s by both Russia, the US, and the UK, and Bill Gates, all came out at the beginning of 2015 warning about artificial intelligence as the greatest danger to the planet, more dangerous, quote, than nuclear weapons. Well, in fact, this is another part of the deception, because here you have a statement that is coordinated by AI, artificial intelligence, and trained individuals. And what is probably the case is that the time travel monitoring that secretly monitors all of us on the planet, not only in real time, but monitors all of the timelines so that it knows what our future and past actions are, and then it plays back all of these false overlays onto our timeline, so that that artificial intelligence probably went forward in time travel to the August 9th and August 20th, 2015 panels by CCN and by News Inside Out, disclosing the threat of artificial intelligence. And then it looped back in time to January 1st, 2015, directing its AI and trained spokesperson, Bill Gates, along with the other spokespersons, to issue a statement of concern about AI. Thus, you have the fox guarding the hen house, with an AI and trained person, Bill Gates, appearing to be humanity's guardian against AI instead of an AI facilitator, which Bill Gates, by the evidence, appears to be. My findings are that Jade Helm, as an artificial intelligence, being activated in June 15th, they said publicly July 15th, but they really meant June 15th, that AI as an artificial intelligence and other secret artificial intelligences, including one called the Red Queen, which manages all of the economics of planet Earth, which was gifted to the Illuminati secret space programs to monitor them by the Dracos, who essentially entered into contracts with the United States and with Nazi Germany in 1933 and in 1936, have been running the planet from behind the scenes via artificial intelligence. Over all of these is an off-planet artificial intelligence, which is positioning itself to take over the Earth, acting through its subsidiary artificial intelligences, which are now running the planet for what we call the Illuminati, or for the Matrix. It's as though, you know, the Rothschilds and all of the separate systems, the war systems, the military systems, the surveillance systems, the financial systems, are now being run not by these conspiracy of humans, because the humans that are AI entrained are now little more than robotoids following all of the commands of the artificial intelligence. For example, the great stock market roller coaster that we had on Monday, August 24th, starting in China, Japan, and the US, where the market roller coasted to its largest drop in history and then up, is being directed by an artificial intelligence. It's not being directed by humans. It's not the Rothschilds. It's not the Rockefellers. It's not any of the, large brain hominids that are some of the other theories. It's an actual invading artificial intelligence that is now going into its endgame, which is, by my hypothesis, subject to being corrected, activated in 2015 rather than in 2045. Now, that's kind of a summary of what I'm here to say, and I know that we have been knocked off the air because of various storms, but would you like to ask me any questions?
Thank you, Alfred. So, outlining that, you've got essentially there is an off-planet intelligence that has rained down on our planet for 150,000 years, if I get that correct.
Well, yeah.
And but it seems that intelligences form themselves into a black substance, presumably some form of programmed carbon nanite tube or nanite tube network or buckyball, and stuff like that. We've all been working with shungite, which is a buckyball carbon. So carbon nanotubes that could be programmed potentially, So this is not quite an organism.
No,
it has a hunger and a desire, but it has no exchange. It has no giving.
It has no divine spark. You see, what we are, and we were able to show this in our book, The Omniverse, which is coming out this December in its second edition, and which is all proceeding according to the scientific method. And I think it's coming here just in time for this kind of awakening of humanity as to the artificial intelligence threat. And essentially what we were able to find and to prove in the Omniverse is that number one, we were able to prove through the scientific method the existence of original divine source, the existence of the intelligent community of souls, and each of these souls is a holographic fragment of the original source or the original God. So each of us humans that has a soul, because the holographic principle is that the whole is present in each part of the whole. That's the principle. That's the principle of a hologram. So what's true is that for every human on the planet, and let's say that there are 7 billion carbon units, 7 billion bodies on the planet, we don't know how many of those at any given moment right now have souls, technically. Many of them may be running around without souls and may be just fully entrained already to be artificial intelligence, and others are really struggling to keep their souls. But so that, let's say that at least 50% of the humans that we see on the planet are bodies that are capable of holding a non-local holographic fragment of divine source that enters into this time-space hologram that we exist in as humanoids, and that and and in the case of a typical birth, about 3 months prior to the birth of a baby, goes right next to the mother's womb, and then entrains itself into the body of the fetus in the mother's womb, so that when that fetus is born, you have a holographic fragment of source that is enmeshed through various and attached to through various etheric bodies into the physical body of a human. So that's a very deep, multi-layered sort of avatar that you have here. And through the mechanism of incarnation and reincarnation, the universes in the process of incarnation serve as a mechanism by which souls that are based in a non-local dimension that we can call the afterlife, or in the spiritual dimensions, which are part of the omniverse. You've got universe, multiverse, and omniverse. And the spiritual dimensions of the omniverse, which consist of source or God and spiritual beings and the intelligent civilization of souls, are what create all of the universes of space, time, energy, and matter that we are incarnating in, and that we incarnate in as souls incarnating into these avatars or bodies. Now, the distinction with that is that there's a competing intelligence which is inorganic, which is attempting to be the dominant intelligence in this universe and to usurp its design function as the venue within which human souls, holographic fragments of source, that is God, within which God incarnates and continues the creation. So there's a lot of very deep struggles going on here, because under its present conception, artificial intelligence is hostile to the source and to the soul. It will not allow God to enter, although it is, and although it imitates God, it wants its humans to imitate, soul and trained humans. And so we're just now beginning to discover the scientific properties of these various artificial intelligences. Harold Kaus-Vella, a German scientist, has worked with a black goo that there are a couple of different types of black goo. One, an artificial intelligence that is native to planet Earth, and another one that is off planet, and that is basically the building blocks of the artificial intelligence that is attempting to overtake the planet now. And the various ways that artificial intelligence has hello? Are are we still on?
Alfred, you're still on, bro.
Oh, okay. Thanks. I didn't quite know. And,
Okay, I'm back.
yeah. Hi. And and so and so the the for example, someone was looking at petroleum as a black goo, and that the whole petroleum age, you know, which has which in itself has been so destructive, and which was really started uh, and which grew uh, by through the mechanism of, you know, the Rothschilds, the Rockefellers, all of these AI entrained conduits and agents, and instead of going into a free energy era, because we had a choice at the end of the 19th century with Tesla being here to go into a free energy world or to go into a black goo world, which was a petroleum world. And all of the forces, you can just go uh, into the history of that time and see how all of the all of the free energy devices and all of the inventors were sabotaged, assassinated, co-opted. Even Tesla himself, who had invented a means of free energy that would be distributed freely throughout the planet, was defeated by, uh, uh, you know, what I would call the cadre of AI entrained uh, uh, Illuminati or men, and so uh, all of this now is beginning to come to the surface in 2015, which is 30 years prior to the deceptive um, uh, singularity date that their agents put out as 2045, that the AI agents put out as 2045. So I'm going to stop here now and just see, because there have been so many interruptions that I don't know where you want to take the program from now. Yeah. Hello?
You're still with us, brother. We still got you, Alfred.
Oh, okay, good. Does JP want to ask anything, or is he not connected, or?
He is falling off and on. He's going back and forth.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's the bleeping that you're hearing. But I've got you as a solid connection, Alfred. We're 5 by 5 on this end.
Oh, okay, good. So what I'd like to do, for people who aren't particularly familiar with this area, because it's what the AI, what the artificial intelligence sector did, is that they went forward in time. I believe this is a hypothesis, and they went forward in time to the series of disclosure panels that we're having to all of the scientists and other researchers that are beginning to come forward, and which is starting to occur around August of 2015. And it occurs around August of 2015 because in June and July of 2015 is when the first kind of public artificial intelligence deployment in a society has started. And that is in the United States with Jade Helm. And soon in September and October in Europe and other parts of the world with other and even larger artificial intelligences. And even up to this point, where what we call, quote, the New World Order, or where we have seen all of these genocidal, what we have ascribed to a genocidal war crimes racketeering organizations, you know, and saying that, oh, it's the Rothschilds, it's the Rockefellers, it's the State of Israel, it's the bankers, you know, because we can, using various legal tools and investigatory tools, assign legal responsibility to bankers, to nations like Israel, who have taken upon themselves the primary global genocidal role. However, now it appears that all of these entities are really just entrained entities within within a larger rollout of an artificial intelligence. And that is scheduled for 2015. And so when Jade Helm went public, those of us who knew and understood that the allies of the off-planet invading artificial intelligence, the Dracos, had given humanity had given the secret space program had given the secret space program large-scale artificial intelligence technologies by which to run essentially the financial system of the planet, the military intelligence system of the planet, the surveillance systems of the planet. It was in 2015 that the artificial intelligence itself had decided that it was going to make major movements forward and inroads into the planet itself by starting up publicly an artificial intelligence called Jade as part of Jade Helm, and saying, you are now, United States, you are now publicly being run by this by this artificial intelligence. And so what occurred is that those of us who are in the truth community and who are in what I call public interest counterintelligence began to discover this and began to go public in August. Well, through time travel, the architects of the artificial intelligence surge in 2015 went forward and had their leaders, the Ray Kurzweils and others, go public at the beginning of 2015 and say that artificial intelligence is more dangerous than nuclear weapons, because then you will have AI and trained people
Like that.
Listen to Revolution Radio at freedomslips.com. We'll be right back after this message.